Hello, this is Amir Loiji live from Los Angeles. We are going to New York and to talk to Dr. Saeid Karandish. Welcome to the program.
Hi, and thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. So, Dr. Karandish, we miss you almost a week, right?
Yes,
So, everybody wants to know what's going on in last week and what's the update and numbers. People is curious to know what's going on because they are hearing different things from everywhere.
I have good news from New York. Now the number of new people is almost zero for admission. And
Really?
whatever we have, the number of patients are the patients that were there before in ICUs, and we are taking care of them, and some of them improving. And we are happy that we are closing the extra ICUs, and CD is ready to come back to normal in our side in New York. And in your side in California, I see that the disease is in progressing, and we are in the steep toward the top of the hill, and we have a daily number of patients equal almost to 1,000 patients per day and 50 deaths per day. And we see the variety in different parts of the city, like in Glendale is 800 patients in Glendale, and also in some areas they are more infected, like in Canoga Park and in like North Hollywood. There are areas that they are very much um, infected and
Hmm.
impacted by the virus. And also we can see the comparings, like in Beverly Hills, we have half of the patients comparing to Santa Monica, or like in Glendale, we have two times more disease than and the in Glendale we have two times more disease than the Burbank, or in Canoga Park they have four times more infection comparing to the next neighbor, which is like
Woodland
uh,
Hills.
Woodland Hills. Yes.
So, what's the reason?
And I think mostly it's about the type of the life that people have,
Lifestyle.
and yeah, lifestyle that they have. Like in North Hollywood, you see a lot of apartment buildings that is very crowded, and in each apartment, there are the number of people that live in each apartment, there are a lot, and it causes more transmission of the disease between among the people living there, and also other habits, plus the gender that in areas, or in the areas that they are more female, there are less chance of getting the disease. And also in Spanish people, we see that in Hispanic people, we see that there are more tendency to get the disease. There are different elements that we can compare and we can think about.
So it's mean you want to say lifestyle and the crowded area, and also people maybe they don't use mask or good mask, uh, and also they don't keep the physical distances. I saw a lot people that are walking super close, like nothing happened, like before COVID-19, and also because they started open beach area, and I'm waiting to see the numbers after this weekend. What's gonna happen?
We see that there is no um, good reason in early opening of the places like beaches. And as I hear and I see from media, I see that people, they are not taking serious the disease. They should know that there are different um, areas, and for each area they shouldn't compare themselves with other areas, with other countries, like in Slovenia in Europe. they opened everywhere, and they can, because now um, they passed the peak of the disease. But
Mm-hmm.
in California, even we are not close to the peak of the disease, and this kind of activities makes the course of the disease more prolonged,
Right.
and there is no benefit for people to, in long run. I don't see that is a good idea.
Dr. Karandish, as you said, I didn't see anything, any numbers is very, show us the good news, and the government and city, in Los Angeles, they were so strong, and they was against to open the businesses. I don't know what's happened last week. So we don't want to go with politics reasons, but I don't know what's happened. And they opened the beach, and businesses start doing the business, and it for me is dangerous. I feel very, very dangerous situation, and I don't want to be negative, but uh, I think we're gonna have a very bad number and very bad result in next week. At least in the next 5 to 10 days, we can see the numbers, right?
We are in the middle of bad results. I don't know what the meaning of bad results in next week, because if you look at the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
like every day you have 1,800 people new cases, and
Mm-hmm.
1,800 new cases means that we are far from the improving the situation. We are
Mm-hmm.
in the steep, and we don't know for how long. And the more that they act like this, the more that they prolong the course of the disease. And
Mm-hmm.
we need to wait and see what's the real impaction in the life of people, and about the. And I'm really concerned about the safety of people. And
Mm-hmm.
if you check with the local hospital, they're full. And
Wow.
unfortunately, people, they are not taking it serious, and we need to wait and see.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take it serious. Next question about some people, they are volunteer to using the vaccine, and please tell us about that vaccine, and what do you know about this?
Well, there are 100 different companies that they are working on the vaccine projects all over the world.
100? Wow.
100, and that's the first time in the history that there are so many competitions. And now they wanted to exclude some of them, and finally go with a few of them, because now they don't know whom they should be supported.
Wow.
And
It's
yeah, and they are in different countries, and some of them has already started the test on the human beings, and some of them, like a company in Germany, which is a very good company, they already started and got good results in animals, and
mm-hmm.
now they want to start on the human being starting next month.
Mm-hmm.
But the most promising things is that by the end of this year, we're going to have vaccine in our hands. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
hope
what's the
so.
situation by that time.
So, and that vaccine started in United States. Is from Germany or is another one? Because I heard a lot of it's like a challenge. Started volunteer challenge, like we had uh, a quarantine dance challenge 2 3 weeks ago, and now they just started with the using the vaccine, and I mean, be a volunteer to using the vaccine. It's a new challenge. That's the same company, or they doesn't matter. It's a random
There are
companies.
so many companies. For example, in to be more specific, in England, Oxford has started project with the
Mm-hmm.
company's name is AstraZeneca in Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
and they are working on the vaccine side. Oxford is working on the vaccine side, and AstraZeneca is getting prepared to make the vaccine in a very large volume.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just one example. Or in here we have Pfizer that they are in Westlake. The headquarters in Westlake. They are working on it. We have Merck from Switzerland in Zurich that they are working on it. And there's so many different countries, including China. China has 3 projects of vaccine, and now this is very confusing because in
Right.
this competition, I don't know what's going to happen in a few weeks or months because they have so many companies that they are talking about their own vaccines, and we need to see how efficient is the vaccine and how it works. We know a lot of infectious disease that vaccine does not have any effect on it. Like in HIV patients, you see that there is no vaccine for it.
Right.
And like in malaria, you see that there is no vaccine. And we need to see if there is vaccine and how soon we're going to have it and how is the efficiency of the vaccines. They cannot start it through, they cannot be in rush for using vaccines. The last time that they did this mistake was on 2016 that in Philippines,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
the populist president started to push on the Sanofi company. Sanofi is the largest pharmaceutical in France, and they
Right.
pushed them to bring the vaccine as soon as possible and don't complete all the steps. And
Hmm.
after that, we had a sad results, and almost 600,000 kids got affected by the vaccine for dengue fever in Philippines. And we don't want to have this experience here,
Right.
especially with this unknown virus and with this situation.
Yes, in Philippines it was a it was a election situation. That's why it was, yeah. But for now, I heard they start testing with the volunteer people. So how long we should wait to see the result?
Well, the standard things is it should take 18 months. Making
18,
vaccine in
8, sorry,
yes.
in 18 months we should wait 18 months to see the result of the test on
Let
people.
me let me make you a more complete sentence. You know,
Okay.
we never had any vaccine before that we had in market without 18 months working on it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, because of this situation, and because everyone is pushing to have a vaccine, and everyone is obsessive about it, then
Mm-hmm.
now they are cutting the some steps, and they
Mm-hmm.
want to make it and provide it in the market ASAP. And this is something that is a little scary about vaccines because they want to use it in very large scale. They want to make it for like 6 billion people,
Wow.
and for making something that in the whole history is is something non-heard of. That's the first step. The
Wow.
highest number of vaccines that they have made so far is like 400 million per year, which they are making for flu shot.
Right.
And except flu shot, we don't have any vaccine that they want to use it in that level, that
Mm-hmm.
large number of vaccines. And that's the reason it's a little scary because it hasn't passed all the steps. For example, they need to first uh, try this vaccine on thousands of people, like 6,000 people, and wait and see what's the side effect of it. But if they don't wait and see and just started on 6 billion people, I think it's a little scary.
And people, they don't want to try that. Lots of people, they want to wait to make sure the right result, and then they want to try it. Because why are you using mask? Why I tried, I want to stay at home. Why I don't want to do a risk, and as a responsible person for with myself and with people and uh, planet, I don't want to do any risk and going out. And unfortunately, I can see it, lots of people, they don't wear a mask. They looks like they forgot what's happened, and everything looks like it's normal. So but in the other side, we have people, they are responsible, and they want to wait to make sure this vaccine is the right one. So before closing this section, do you want to add something, please?
I think that you talked about mask, and I think that's the main and key solution.
Mm-hmm.
Because if all people use masks, it means that we have almost 90% protection. You know that even if you use vaccination, there is no 100% protection. Like for each vaccine, we have a efficacy rate. Like for flu shot, it's 30% or 40%. It's not that if you have flu shot vaccine, you are protected 100%. Then even if you have vaccine, I'm guessing it's not more than 80% protection. But if
Right.
everyone has mask by that time, it's almost 90%, 80 to 90% protection. But the main thing is that government should mandate using it for adults, but not for children. For children, we don't need to use masks. We can just ask them to frequently wash their hands. But for adults, we need to make it mandatory for all people outside of their home, especially in closed areas, closed spaces like the stores. They should have masks, and it should be something that all people should comply with it.
You when you're mentioning about mask, we are talking about this type of mask. Look at this one.
But this type of mask just protects another person. It doesn't protect
Exactly.
you.
Right.
And that's the secret that everyone should know about it. But good thing is that imagine everyone has one of these masks. Then everyone protects the next person to get the disease. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the secret. Then if half of the people have this mask and half of the people don't have this mask, it's not fair to those people.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make sense. Everyone should have masks. As I see in New York, all people, they use masks. Almost 100% of people, they use masks.
I want to just make it clear. You said everyone use mask. Doesn't matter which type of mask. Just use the mask.
Yes, because
Okay.
this mask, as I mentioned, doesn't protect you to get the disease, but protects another person. And
Right.
when all people have it, it means that all people are protected.
Okay, it makes sense. Thank you so much for your time. And before closing, how's work and are you feel better with the all situation?
Yeah, definitely, definitely, I feel better, and I'm so happy that now uh, the tragedy is getting under control, and now we got a lot of experiences after this, and we can use it in our future for God forbidden next viruses, and we learned a lot of lessons from this virus.
But Dr. Carandish, you're talking about New York. But here in Los Angeles, still we are in the dangerous time. Still, I'm very concerned to see what's gonna happen next week. But my reason is because of the beach area, and lots of people is coming out and they don't wearing the mask and it's not safe. I hope they can, people get serious and watch our program and share with friends. Thank you so much for your time and see you next time. I appreciate for your time.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good one.
You
Bye
too. Bye bye.
bye.